tier deal. Wow, that's what it's all about.
Easily browse at his own schedule to see upcoming fights or catch up on recent events. Never miss a punch by setting reminders that alert you on your mobile device.
I am here with the main event, Jay Swingler. How are you feeling?
Absolutely fantastic.
Are you not entertained?
Watch where he catches this, and look at his body positioning, and he has to pull that back around under his feet.
Navigate fight night with key moments. Replay the rounds and the action you want to see again and again.
Into the water for the final time. He's won the race to go along with the championship.
Absolutely magnificent. What a strike that is.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
You can do this.
Breathe.
Timing is everything. Perform better on Sundays. Get half-price electricity, 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. with Peak Save from British Gas.
Join us for the Mercedes-Benz Platinum Star event at your local showroom from the 10th to the 13th of November. Take advantage of 0% APR representative, available across selected electric cars. Plus, unlock our event-only offers in-store. The Platinum Star event. Visit us from the 10th to the 13th of November.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill. The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
Touch gloves.
How do you like it? Close the show.
So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Hello and welcome. We are coming to you from Newcastle ahead of our next gen card this Saturday, live on DAZN from the Utilita Arena. Shabaz Masoud takes on Jose Sanmartin at the top of the bill for the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight title. No Eddie today, no Eddie Hearn, just myself, Jordan Banjo, and the legend, that is Darren Barker.
Stop it.
Stop it, stop it. Oh, you've gone for no sock. I feel a bit bad now. I think I've messed this one up, mate.
And I haven't got a big shiny watch like you.
Of course,
I've got to get into dancing.
You'll get there, mate. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Main card starting from 7 p.m. But before that, live from 5 p.m. All the action on Before the Bell. We have the three brightest British prospects here with us right now. Jimmy Sains, we're going to start with you. How are you, mate? You all good? Welcome.
All good, thank you, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, all good, all good. Obviously, debuted not too long ago. A big debut for you. Everything you're going to want, you know, on a big show with a stoppage as well. How did you assess your performance that night?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great debut. Everything I could have asked for, like you said. Great turnout as well for everyone from Essex. To be honest, I watched it back a few times. I didn't think I actually boxed too great. I think Darren and Sonny were giving me a little bit of criticism on the, especially Sonny, to be honest. But when I was looking at it, he was definitely a right 100%. I was trying to force the stoppage a little bit too much, load up a little bit too much. But listen, that was my debut. I've got that out of the way, and now all I want to do now is focus on my performance and boxing. I'm glad I'm up here as well, out the way a little bit, build my profile at Newcastle as well. So I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
You, all three of you turned professional with stellar amateur careers behind you. Tell us all what you've done as amateurs. Owen, start with you.
Yeah, I won a national title and I got on the Great Britain squad, but it took the 67 weight got took out, so obviously I thought there's no better time to turn pro now. I would say I had a very good amateur career, yeah.
Jim?
5 national titles I won.
Show off.
And I lost in 6 national finals as well. Owen actually beat me in one of the national finals as well. Robbed me. I'm joking. No, he did.
Ben, you better sit in between them.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, 6 national finals as well. Boxed for England a few times. Yeah.
5 national titles, GB title, European bronze medal, and a couple tournament wins for England, like gold medals.
Strong, very decorated from everyone. Yeah, obviously, Owen, you're going to be kicking off all the action on Before the Bell. How are you feeling for Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm happy to be starting the action because I'll be looking to make a big performance with another big knockout, just like my first fight.
Love that. And Ben, I was going to say for you as well, mate. There's quite a few boxing families around, and I've always been really curious. You're going to be there, obviously. Your brother's going to be fighting. You're going to be warming up, gloves on. Do you think you're going to be able to concentrate and be fully getting ready for your fight? You're going to have one eye on the TV, keeping an eye on Owen.
Yeah. Well, when we're normally boxers, I get way more nervous than when I box. I hate it. But I think when I'm in the change room, I won't be able to see him fight, so the nerves shouldn't be too bad. But I'll be thinking about him.
And just quickly, a couple of weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, we heard Eddie Hearn talk at the Liverpool press conference how he wants all his fighters to entertain, excite the fans. That must be music for your three's ears because you've got fan-friendly styles. Do you want to go in there and impress? Get the job done inside the distance?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I want to box. Boxing comes first, but if I can get the knockout, if the knockout's there, I'm going to go for it.
Of course, and Ben, I was going to say for you, mate, of course, like you said, 5-time national champion. Your last fight, you know, it was a little while ago now. You got the stoppage in the first round, but it's been a while for you out of the ring. How are you feeling for Saturday, and how are you going to take this challenge on?
I've been dying to get back in the ring. I've been training the full time, so I'm more than ready. The last performance was a good performance. I stopped in the first round, but the opponent wasn't up to much. This opponent for my next fight is a live opponent, so I feel like I'll get to show my skills a lot more this fight.
And Owen, just one last one for you, mate. You know, we heard it there from Darren, the main man himself, Eddie Hearn. He's saying he wants his fighters to be in entertaining fights. He doesn't want people taking easy fights. You got a knockout in your first fight. Are you feeling the pressure to get it this time as well?
Yeah, I would definitely be looking for it. Anyone who watches boxing the amateurs will know that I've got a very exciting style, and I'll be definitely be showing that on a Saturday night.
All right, boys. Well, best of luck to all three of you. You want to jump to the front, go take your pictures. We appreciate it, boys.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, best of luck on Saturday. We'll see you there. There we go. I mean, it's quite a funny one, isn't it? Look, everyone's getting their pictures done, everyone's friends, but you can see it in Jimmy's face, still fuming about getting robbed from.
Not happy.
Not happy. Nice one, boys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers, mate. All the before the bell action that's going to be going on. But of course, after that, our main card will be kicking off from 7 p.m. So let's get Ewan McKenzie and Ishmael Davis up on stage. Here they are. I think they're joined by the big cheese himself as well. Matchroom's Frank Smith. Here we are.
Good fight, this.
Very, very good fight. 10-round scheduled, eliminator for the English super welterweight title. How are we, mate? You okay? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Frank, how are you, mate? You okay? Mate. How are you? So, boys, kicking off our main card at 7 p.m. Ewan, obviously, first time in a 10-round for you as well. A step up in opposition. How's Saturday looking for you, mate?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. Like you say, my first 10-rounder, doing it in the gym multiple times. So I know it's different on other lights, but I'm fully confident I can keep the pace, and it's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I mean, Frank, I wanted to ask you as well, mate. You see these prospects coming through. Obviously, you're promoting fights all over the world. You're seeing the top of the game, and then we're on our next-gen shows now as well. But an English title was nothing to sniff at. This is an eliminator. These are the steps we make to build the stars, right?
Yeah, 100%. And you got two undefeated fighters, 8-0 and 11-0, going in against each other. These are the kind of fights we need to make. You know, when we talk about making real fights, there's only so far you can go through in your career with those, building step fights. And, the winner, the loser, they'll both, they'll go in there and give it everything on Saturday night, but they both got big opportunities after Saturday as well.
Ishmael, managed, advised by a familiar face, Sonny Edwards. How has he helped you outside of the ring?
Massively, I learn a lot from Sonny Edwards, Everyone knows he's like God on the mic. He knows how to talk in it. But I've learned a lot from him, man. He's a world champion. He's one of my closest mates, and he's helped get me here. So yeah, man, I'm thankful for him.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Sonny. I think Frank and Eddie need to watch their backs, because this guy is the next promoter coming through, talking about you, saying you're British boxing's best kept secret. We've heard about the spars as well. You've been in there with top world level talent. Do you think that you're prepared for Saturday night?
Yeah, this is at the right time, man. I'm confident. And I heard Ewan McKenzie's telling his people to put a bet for a knockout on it, and he wants 10%, but you'll be making them lose money. So if you want to have a proper bet, put your money where your mouth is, and we'll put our purse on it. Me against you, let's do it.
Well, it's a good job Sonny Edwards isn't going to fight for you on Saturday, I'll tell you that, mate.
Yeah, well, let's do it then. Deal. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it?
Yeah,
Shake on it then.
How in?
Shake on it. I bet you don't win, and I bet you don't reach the 10th round.
There's some misfits.
Listen, mate, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's chat. Let's do it.
Madness.
Let's do it, man.
Ewan, you're from down the road in, was it Jarrow?
Jarrah. No, Jarrow.
Jarrow. Expecting a big following Saturday night?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a good support coming up. Plenty of the lads and lasses. So I'll make sure I don't let them down on Saturday night. It gives us that bit extra motivation in the ring, and I know I'll be able to dig deep in front of them.
And Ishmael, the plan for you is to keep the fans, the local fans quiet?
Listen, we'll all see on Saturday. Let the work do the talking. He's going to sleep.
Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you, Ishmael. Your last two fights have come by stoppage. Are you looking to make it a third this Saturday?
Last 3 fights. He's going to be the fourth.
He's going to be the fourth. There we go. Ewan, what about you, man? How about you predicted?
I think he's going to slow down drastically. I'll just put a pace on him from the start, and we'll see if he's still talking that smacking round after round 6.
They're saying that we have in our gym, BP don't get tired, mate, and that's what happens. So
I don't know what you said there.
Don't get tired. So we'll see on Saturday.
All right, we'll see.
Frank, one last one for you, mate. Like you said, these are the fights we need to be making. You see a lot of people wanting to protect their O's. We see a lot of prospects coming through being given easy fights. This isn't an easy fight for either man, and there's still a bright future no matter what happens on Saturday, right?
Yeah, 100%. And that's where I think boxing can improve, just like what we've seen UFC have done in MMA. It's making real fights. Like I say, you need the learning fights, but it gets to a point where you need to step up. If we're going to build this sport and keep it growing, proper fights like this is what we need. And also, there's something between the two of them. There's actually a bit of chat, and you need that as well. You need to go into a fight with something to win in there. But like I say, if they go in there, both of them give it 100%, win, lose or draw, they've still got huge opportunities in their career.
Well, there we go, boys. Best of luck for Saturday night. I'm sure it's going to be a cracker, especially with that bet being put on now as well. Everyone's going to be working a little bit harder, isn't they? But yeah, jump up, take your pictures. Well done, boys. Best of luck. Best of luck for Saturday. Next up, of course, on the card, we're going to have Mark Dickinson versus Grant Dennis. 10 rounds scheduled. Another English title eliminator on the card, this time at middleweight. Let's welcome the boys up. How are you, mate? Yeah, good to see you. That's nice. Okay, boys, let's jump straight in, all right? Because I've been looking at this fight. I'm very, very excited for it. Mark, you said, right, a few weeks ago, I saw an interview, you were like, Grant is not on my level. I'm going to do a job on him. Fight's a couple of days away. He sat right here. Do you still feel the same?
Yeah, I'll look him straight in the eyes and say, you're not on my level. This is a young man's sport. You're an old man. You're an old man. And yeah, you're an old man. My dad's down there. He's about the same age as you. Better.
Because
Better.
You're a young man and you don't look as good as this old man. So it's crazy, isn't it?
Listen.
So physically, you're not as good.
When you're 5-6 rounds deep, when you're 5-6 rounds deep, and I'm walking you down and I'm giving you a beating, you'll feel like an old man. You will feel like an old man. Look here, who are you trying to be? Who are you trying to be?
Only me, bro.
You look like Chris Eubank Jr. I've wished, you stupid cunt.
I do not know. Listen, bro.
Listen. You look like Chris Eubank Jr. I've wished, you stupid looking cunt.
The only person I know how to be is me, and I'm good at being that person.
Well,
that is it.
your best achievement is going to points and losing on points. That is your best achievement, going to points with someone who's meant to be able to punch. That is your best achievement.
You can come with all this and all this young boy, you know, I know you want to impress all these people. You can come
I've got no one to impress. The only person I've got to impress is me. You're getting done. You're getting done.
You will see Saturday night what professional boxing is about. Your little achievements in the amateurs and all things like that. I used to score 50-odd goals a season when I was 18 too. I didn't do it in the Premier League though. This is
not football, Grant.
I know.
This is not football.
I know.
This is a fucking fight.
I know. Sir.
This is a fucking fight.
And that's what you're going to get Saturday.
Yeah, I hope so.
Trust me, that's what you're going to get.
I hope
you're
so.
going to get
that little jab and grab is not going to be enough.
Well,
that little jab and grab is not going to be enough. You're getting done.
Little mummy style ain't going to do shit to me either.
Well, you'll see.
So we're going to see.
Flaunting around you with my hands down.
All right, I'll jump in, boys. I'll jump in. No one chin me. No one chin me. I ain't done anything wrong. Grant, out of curiosity,
chill out, man.
I've got to ask you, how old are you? He keeps calling you. How old are you?
I'm nice, man. I'm 40, bro.
You're 40. I'm not going to lie to you.
Bro,
I'm 30 and I look about 40 years older than you. So I've got to be honest with you, mate. He is looking good. Grant.
Come on, you know that, bro. Listen, age ain't nothing.
I've never met a 40-year-old man who loves himself.
Listen.
This ain't about looking good. It's not a fucking fashion parade, man. That's where you rip jeans.
Hey, listen.
You know what I mean? Look at this.
At the end of the day,
look at the
I put myself through the grind hard, and that's why I look like this, bro.
I'll tell you what,
do you know
all
what I'm
of
saying,
a sudden,
mate?
I'm feeling really old. I feel really old now. Right, we obviously know about the talent of Mark.
He's a decent fighter. He's cool.
Do you think the experience you have at that higher level will be the difference?
Absolutely. I don't get the opportunities that these young boys have. You think that I come up getting fed opponents like these dudes do? No, I've had to do it. I had to fight for Southern Area titles just on my 7th fight. So things like that. So, no.
And you talk about opportunities there, not to put too much pressure on you. I'm sure you put it on yourself anyway, but is this potentially the last roll of the dice for you at the age of 40?
Listen, each fight as they come, mate. And that's how I roll with it. Each fight as they come, and I've still got a lot of hunger in me, brother. A lot of hunger, mate.
Well, there we go. Mark, I wanted to ask you as well. First of all, apologies for the language. You all got very excited up here. It was entertaining, to say the least. But, Mark, do you think that experience is going to be a key factor in this fight for Grant? Do you think that's something you're going to try and have to adjust to and learn from when you're in there?
To be honest, I think it's about levels more than experience. I think it's about levels, and I believe I'm levels above him. He's going to say different. I'm glad he thinks different. I'm glad we've got a good fight. And Saturday night, we'll find out.
Frank, it's not a final eliminator, but the winner of this fight, will you try and push him in to a title fight as soon as possible?
Yeah, 100%. There's big fights out there to be made. Again, this is another fight where you got the back and forth. There's something to fight for here between these two. You know, you boys have got an easy job today because you haven't really said much.
It's doing all right, yeah.
So, but 100%. These are, again, Mark's a decorated, talented amateur. He's coming through very quickly, and then Grant's got a lot of experience. And again, these are the fights early on in the career. You know, if we want to step forward as quickly, you know, as Mark wants to, these are the kind of fights he needs to go into. You know, both from the press conferences always all the way through to fight night as well. it's going to be an interesting one.
Well, we heard you just say it there, Frank. You know, Mark, you want to go through the levels quickly. You're not wanting to slow down at all. What do you think is your plan for this Saturday and moving through to 2024?
Obviously, the plan for Saturday night is to get the win. That's the main thing. Whether it's by points or whether it's by knockout, it's to get the win. And then, obviously, then I'll have earned my shot to get the English title fight. And that's what it's all about. And I think once I've got a belt, and then I should get the opportunities, be able to stay active and keep the ball rolling.
Grant, how do you win this fight?
By doing what I do. By doing what I do. Again, he says about levels. I say about experience, and I got both. We'll see. It's going to be a good fight, man. I'm looking forward to it very much so.
I think we all are as well, especially after that. Boys, best of luck for Saturday. Jump up and take your picks. Frank, best of luck. Stand in the middle of that one, mate. Have fun. Mark Dickinson versus Grant Dennis, 10 rounds scheduled for this Saturday. We'll see how it goes. Boys, best of luck. Cheers, Mark. Thank you very much, mate. Next up on the card, joining us on stage now, we have Callum French. He's going to be fighting Jeff Offery, who's unfortunately not here today, but Callum's on his way up now. Big fight, 8 rounds scheduled, another step up. Hey, Callum, how are you, mate?
Riding solo.
There we go, riding solo. Do you know what, Callum? Let's jump straight into it, mate. Last time out, 8 rounds banked, tough, durable opponent, Jordan Ellison. I saw that you said you wasn't happiest with your performance. You think you got tagged with shots you didn't need to get tagged with. It was a bit of a harder night. It was made a harder night for you than it needed to be. You've been out of the ring for a little while now. Are we going to see an improved Callum on Saturday night?
Definitely. I'm going to see a rejuvenated, refreshed, recharged Callum French. I want to start by thanking Frank and Eddie for keeping the show alive, because like a few years ago when Ritson was topping the bill, if Ritson hadn't a box, the show would have been finished. So keeping the show on and giving us the opportunity to box still, mass respect for that. But I had a bit of time out with injury, but done everything right during the rehab, during the physio, to give myself the best chance of jumping straight back in when the opportunity came, and that's exactly what I've done.
Yeah, you said there you've been injured, so you've been out the ring a little while. But how would you grade, if you had to grade your start of your pro career, what would you give yourself?
Probably a 6 out of 10. I haven't boxed as well as I know I can do. Obviously, going from boxing at world level as an amateur, when people are coming to take your head off, to dropping slightly a level to start your pro career, just to learn the trade a little bit. You tend to drop to that. Well, you don't tend to. I dropped to that level, I think, a bit in my first few fights. But obviously got a good, strong game opponent on Saturday night who comes to win. He's got ambition, so I believe you'll see the best Callum French.
So it's similar to the last fight in some respects, where Jeff's got the experience, he's fought at a higher level, but do you feel that you've got too much talent, youth is on your side?
Definitely, like Mark said, he believes in levels rather than experience. Now, I believe that'll be the defining factor as well on Saturday night in my fight. Like I say, he's game, he comes, but I'm gonna box his head off.
Loads of questions to be answered on Saturday night when you and Jeff do step into the ring. But Frank, a question for you, mate. I mean, with Callum, if we do see him pick up the win, what's next? Is it a big 2024?
Yeah, look, he's obviously had time out the ring, I think 6 months through an injury, so we've got to build the momentum now as well. He's a popular fighter, sells a load of tickets every time we're up here. So we want to build him very quickly, get back in for title fights after this. After that period out the ring, this is a tough fight against Jeff Ofari. As you say, he's an experienced fighter, and then the title fights from here. We've got a big future in Newcastle as well. We've got some tremendous fighters here, and I think Callum's in a prime position to be high up those cards, and he wants to move quickly as well, which is great to see.
Is there plan? You must have thought about it, and all you fighters must have thought about it. Is the plan to one day have a show at St James's Park?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. They're doing, tremendous stuff. They're in the Premier League, aren't they? I'm not a massive football fan. I'm not a massive football fan. No, but look, you see the fan base. Obviously, when we used to do the Ritson fights up here, it created some of the best nights we've ever seen. Honestly, some of the best atmospheres we've ever seen. And that was obviously the plan originally, was to do Lewis Ritson here against Cyrus. But definitely in the future, there's some great star talent from the area, and definitely that's the plan, to go to St James's Park, and they'll still be in the Premier League.
Big plans, obviously, for Newcastle, Callum. You've been out the ring for a little while. You're stepping in with an experienced fighter. Are you feeling the pressure, or do you think you get a job done on Saturday night?
Yeah, there's always that little bit of pressure. I think anybody who boxes on these big shows and that is lying if they say that there's not a bit of pressure there. Obviously, you've got all your fans and that, but we're building a good little stable here in the northeast now. We've got a bit of strength in depth to bring the big nights back to Newcastle, and God willing, I'll be headlining one of these big shows one day.
Callum French inside the distance.
God willing.
God willing. Callum, best of luck, mate. Jump up, take your pictures, man. We'll see you on Saturday night. Thank you very much. Next up on the bill as well, Cameron Vong. I mean, this kid, very, very, very bright future. It's all I'm hearing, especially if you're chatting to Sam Jones. He's going to tell you, here he is, the man himself. Cameron, how are you, bro? You okay? Cameron, straight into it for you. Huge debut, stoppage on the undercard of Wood Warrington as well. How did you find that whole experience? Because it was a big show.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a great experience. Went exactly how I expected it to go, and I put on a punch-perfect performance. I'm looking to do the same thing Saturday night. I'm not sure my little press conference is going to live up to Mark Dickinson's. Very exciting, but...
Steam into Frank. Give Frank a bit of steam.
I'm right. You just carry on talking, mate.
You don't need it. Cameron, we were talking earlier, and it was something that really surprised me, right? Obviously, we know that you're a very, very decorated amateur, but the transition from amateur to pros is a completely different ball game. I remember we spoke to Tony Bellew before, and he was saying how he thinks it's just a different sport entirely. The intention is just completely different. A huge show, but you said you felt comfortable when you was there under the lights. Everything about it, you just felt fine when you was out there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've worked hard my whole life to get to this point, so now that I am here, I'm going to enjoy it. Being under the lights, I love it. Put pressure on it because I feel like I perform under pressure.
Confidence must be through the roof. We touched on the debut. It was spectacular. How important is it to have that experienced team around you just to keep you grounded?
No, very important. I think having Jamie and Nigel behind us is the main thing. They keep us grounded, get us the right fights at the right time. I'm boxing a tough Colombian Saturday night. He's got a winning record, never been stopped. So I'm looking to put on a big performance and get him out there.
How exciting for you, Frank, and Freddie, is having someone like Cameron Vong as part of your stable? Because he ticks basically all the boxes. He's confident, he's very talented, very popular. We see that in that show. Sold, I don't know how many tickets it was. There was a lot of tickets, and they were very loud. It must be a dream for you guys, especially with the stable that you're trying to build or you have built in the Northeast.
Yeah, 100%. He sold over 600 tickets for this show. His first fight at home, obviously Sheffield, a few hours away, but a great way to start his professional career. I mean, when we signed him, Sam Jones said, but Sam Jones says this a lot, by the way, he said, this is one of the best fighters I've ever seen. He's good, yeah. And we were like...
He's just signed another cracker, isn't it? Everyone's a world champion.
He says that every week, but honestly, with Cameron, we believe we got that here. And I think as well with these next-gen shows, he's not far off from next year headlining one of these shows. Because he wants to move at pace. Like you say, he's got an experienced team around him who know what they're doing. But he wants big fights now. He wants to move quickly. And these kind of shows are perfect for him. And I think he's going to be a huge star and deliver some of those big nights that we've seen in Newcastle and recreate those moments.
Cameron, I guess it's about being busy now. You want to fight as often, as regular as possible.
Yeah, activity is key. I want to stay active. I feel like the more active I am and the better the opponents get, the better Cameron Vong you'll see. So I'm looking forward to getting out on Saturday night and hopefully get one more in December before the end of the year.
Frank, I was going to ask you, mate. Who's you asking? Who's you asking? Do you think sometimes, of course, like we're all sat here singing Cameron's praises and stuff, but do you think it's hard at this stage sometimes for prospects to not overlook their opposition? You know, because all we talk about is bright future, potential world champion, the list goes on. But you're sat here right now. Is it easy to maybe overlook sometimes?
Yeah, 100%. But I think with the team he's got around him, they're the people who have got to bring him, you know, keep him on that level. It doesn't mean take away from the confidence that he's got, because that's brilliant. That's what is going to build him into the star that we believe he can become. But I think having that experienced team around you is perfect, because they're the ones in the, you know, in the camps, in the changing rooms before, who just keep you level-headed. But we saw, you know, look, we saw a spectacular performance on his debut. He's going to want to keep impressing, and we believe he will. But I think he's got very much his, you know, although he's wearing like Dior already and Rolexes, I think he's got, you know, his head in the right place, and I think, you know, he's going to go very far.
Ready to go. Cameron, I've got to ask, mate, last sort of prediction for Saturday. What happens for you when you step in the ring?
Big performance. I'm not going to go hunting for the stoppage. The performance comes first for me. As long as I perform, I'll be happy. I believe I will catch him and get him out of there. But like I said before, performance first.
Well, Cameron, we're all excited to see it, mate. Best of luck for Saturday. Jump up, do your pictures. We'll see you out there, mate. Thank you. Moving on now to our main event on Saturday, Shabaz Masoud versus Jose Sanmartin. 10 rounds locked in for the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight title. Boys just making their way up now. So, Shabaz, obviously going to come to you straight away, mate. This fight, obviously rescheduled, was meant to be on the Catterall Linares card. Had to pull out last minute, was feeling unwell. First of all, how you feeling now? Secondly, you ready to go on Saturday?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. I believe everything happens for a reason. Like when God takes one thing, he always gives something better. And now I'm top in the bill in Newcastle as well. So I love fighting in Newcastle. I fought here before, so just time to go.
It will be a year to the day, I believe,
Yeah.
on Saturday, since your last fight. You must have itchy knuckles.
Got itchy knuckles, but I've been in the gym since that fight. Like anyone who knows me, I'm a true professional. I'm in the gym all the time, and I feel like I've made a lot of improvements in the year, so it's just time to show them.
How, look, there's been a lot of fanfare, a lot of praise, and rightly so. How have you dealt with that, do you think? Has there been a lot of pressure dealing with those expectations?
Nah, because like I'm my own worst critic. I can have a top performance and come out and still find something. My team's like that as well, so just looking for perfection all the time, so I'm my own worst critic.
Well, you're fighting this man here, Jose Sanmartin, obviously a lot of experience, fought some very high-level opposition. Is there anything you see from Jose where you say that is the main danger I'm going to be facing on Saturday?
Honestly, I think he's a good fighter. I feel like he's a level above the fighters I fought before, but honestly, I think I can do a job on him, so just time to go.
Jose, hello. You're a very experienced, hard-hitting, no-nonsense fighter. How do you approach this fight with Shabaz?
Primeramente, bien lugar, José, sabemos que eres un boxeador con mucha experiencia, también tienes muchas pegadas, también eres duro. ¿Cuál es el planteamiento para ti para la pelea contra Masoud?
Bueno, buenas tardes. Gracias por la oportunidad nuevamente. El plan es que estamos listos. Espero que se haya recuperado Masoud de la enfermedad que tuvo ese día y bueno, yo seguí mi plan de trabajo y estoy listo para la pelea.
Hi, first and foremost, I want to thank you once again for this opportunity. My plan is that I'm completely ready, and I hope that Masoud is completely recovered from his illness. You know, we have a plan for this fight, and I'm completely ready to go into it.
Okay, question for Jose again. I mean, there's a lot of talk and a lot of promise around Shabaz here. You know, a lot of people are touting him to be something very, very special in a short time. You know, in the years to come. This is your first time fighting in the UK. How do you feel stepping into the Lions Den? You know, it's going to be possibly a bit of a volatile environment for you. You're fighting a very gifted fighter. How do you think you're going to handle it?
Sí, primeramente se habla mucho de las posibilidades que tiene tu oponente Shabaz en el futuro. Obviamente es tu primera vez peleando aquí en el Reino Unido, es como entrar en, digamos, la casa del león. ¿Cómo vas a aguantar enfrentar a un oponente así, tan habilidoso, también con un ambiente difícil?
Eso no me afecta a mí, yo soy un muchacho muy experimentado en esto y creo que la presión la va a tener el día sábado. Yo no tengo ninguna presión, yo estoy listo, vengo preparado y voy a llevarme la victoria y voy a llevarme el título a Colombia.
No, you know, that won't affect me in the slightest. You know, I'm a very experienced guy, a very experienced fighter. I believe, in fact, the pressure will be on him on Saturday. I'm completely ready to take this victory and take this belt also back to Colombia.
When I look at this fight and I look at the underdog potentially winning, I straight away think of Gary Cully versus Jose Felix on the Katie Taylor undercard, proving that an underdog, an experienced old fighter can upset the script sometimes. How important is it for you to stay focused, switched on, and not to get complacent?
Honestly, like, I ain't Gary Cully, like, he's a good fighter and everything, and I like him, but I'm Maverick Masoud, you know what I mean? So I just feel like I'm levels above, man, so I'm just going to show everyone, especially Sanmartin. I feel like I'm better than him in every aspect, so.
There you go. Frank, I was going to ask you as well. We've been waiting a while for Shabaz to fight on a Matchroom show. He's been out for a long time. You know, we all know what we think Shabaz can do. We've seen with a great win against Jack Bateson. What do you think is the path for Shabaz 2024 and onwards? Where can we see him going?
Yeah, look, he's obviously had a long time out of the ring, but he's coming back into a proper fight, and it's what we needed. You know, we want you to come back into a proper fight, especially in the position he's in. You know, highly ranked with the WBA, not far off from challenging for a world title. And you know, as a team, everyone believes that's where he deserves to be and should be. So you know, I don't think he's far off from that opportunity. So he's got to come through Saturday night. You know, and this is again the kind of fight he needs after the period he's had out. You know, it would be worthless going back into an 8-round warm-up fight, you know, where he is in his career. He needs this kind of fight. He's been in the gym, as he said, throughout. Obviously unfortunate, the delay, but it's good to get back on so quickly.
Jose, before we go, we'll ask and we'll wrap up with this. What is your final prediction for Saturday night? How do you see this fight going?
Para terminar, José, ¿cuál es tu pronóstico para la pelea? ¿Cómo termina la pelea del sábado?
Bueno, eso se va dando a medida como vayan pasando los rounds y bueno, puede irse de cualquier vía. Si se va por nocaut, mucho mejor, pero estamos listos para ganar, sea por decisión o sea por nocaut. Vinimos a ganar, lo importante es que vinimos a ganar, vinimos a llevarnos la pelea, a llevarnos el título, y lo siento por Masoud, le va a tocar perder el día sábado.
So what I want to say is we'll wait and see what happens and how the fight develops. You know, if it can be via knockout, even better. But we're ready to give everything. We're ready to get the decision if need be. And we're going to win on Saturday. That's the plan. I'm taking that title home. And I'm sorry, Masoud, you're going to be losing on Saturday.
Good luck.
There we go. That's the final message, lads. Best of luck to both of you. Jump up, take your pictures. We look forward to our main event on Saturday night. 10 rounds locked in for the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight title. An experienced fighter right there in Jose. And a potential superstar in Shabaz Masoud as well. We'll see what happens this Saturday.
Thank you, Frank.
Well, there you go. Loads of great fights lined up.
Roll on Saturday.
Roll on Saturday. Loads of bright prospects. Loads of young talent. Darren, any fights you're particularly excited for before we wrap up?
I think that the main event, obviously, is good to see Shabaz in action finally after a year out. But I like the guys on before the bell. Some real talent. They're the two brothers, Jimmy Sains. So, yeah, I would say with what Eddie said 3 weeks ago, with the style of a lot of these fighters, don't blink.
Don't blink. It's going to be a very, very excited night this Saturday live on DAZN from Newcastle. Of course, we have our weigh-in tomorrow as well. Make sure you're locked in for that, and we'll see you tomorrow and Saturday. Thanks very much.
Dublin, Ireland. This is the moment of truth, and there's no turning back.
She wanted to make history here in her country.
Someone who refuses to lose.
Chantel Cameron is coming for everything.
So much at stake here tonight too. Undisputed world champion. Cameron Taylor. This is a back and forth fight. Serious pressure. Tremendous action all the way through the contest. Cameron. It's her first professional defeat for Katie Taylor.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Looking forward to the rematch.
It was a very close fight. There's an immediate rematch clause.
I'm always willing to do whatever I have to take to come out with a win.
This is a fight that I know I can win.
I'm in this sport to actually make history.
The respect goes out the window.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
F-Pace. Intuitive technology, intelligent all-wheel drive, and the performance of a Jaguar. Search F-Pace.
You can do this.
Breathe.
Timing is everything.
Perform better on Sundays. Get half-price electricity, 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. with Peak Save from British Gas.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.